From the Atlantic Ocean to the lost civilization of the Black Sea, from the Arctic Circle all the way to the warm waters of the Mediterranean Sea, there's an action-packed weekend of football in the forecast as the domestic European leagues are getting underway one by one. And if you need somebody to walk you through that, I'll be more than happy to be your guide. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Ball and a Goal. My name is Cornel, and like I said in the preview, in this video I'm gonna go over some of the things that will happen over the upcoming weekend in the domestic leagues in Europe. I'm gonna give you my 5 top picks for the games to watch over the weekend, give you my La Liga predictions as well, and then go over some of the lesser leagues and some of the games that are happening in those leagues as well. So I'm going to start with my top 5 picks. Now, of course, depending on where you are in this world, what's your affiliation to a club or a player or a coach, you might disagree with it, and don't be shy, let me know in the comments if there's other game or games that are worth paying attention to in the upcoming weekend. But these are my top 5 picks. And I'm going to give you the reasons why I chose them. They are in the order that they are going to be played, so nothing else but that. I'm going to start with Friday afternoon, Wolves, Blackburn Rovers, of course, the first game of the new championship season, the hardest league in the world, as they say, 24 teams, 46 games. For some even more, the ones that they will make the playoffs, and the big prize, obviously, a place in the Premier League for the 2027-2028 season. So the season starts at the Molineux. I saw some of the highlights from the game they played last weekend in the Carabao Cup first round against Port Vale. I thought they looked really good. I think the signing of Kieran Trippier will really help the squad. He got so much experience at this level. He still can deliver elite crosses, by the way. And of course, the signing, or should I say re-signing, of Raul Jimenez. He looked really good into the World Cup for Mexico. And I'm pretty sure he'll contribute with lots of goals for this team. And I think they are definitely top contenders for those 2 spots that they will offer promotion to the Premier League. The same day, on Friday, in Coppa Italia, Fiorentina, Benevento. I chose this game because obviously Fiorentina, one of the big clubs of Italian football, have had a terrible season. The last one, they were dragged into a relegation battle. They haven't won a game until Christmas, if I remember correctly. Some poor managerial choices have led to this situation. Obviously, the death of the owner as well might have affected the players. New signings, new faces. We'll talk more about this next week when the Serie A gets off. But for me personally, the most important thing is the appointment of Fabio Grosso as the manager. You might remember him from that iconic celebration when he scored the goal in the extra time, the winning goal for Italy in that semi-final of 2006 World Cup against Germany. He did an amazing job at Frosinone a couple of years ago. Last season, he was the head coach at Sassuolo, have them play the really good football, good on the counter, very good in transition. So now he is heading to Fiorentina and hoping to get the best out of this squad. Like I said, one of the biggest clubs in Italian football. They lost 2 Conference League finals over the last 3 years. So I'll be more than interested to see what will happen this season with La Viola. Then on Saturday, Mjällby Sirius, the derby in Allsvenskan. the Swedish league. The reigning champions Mjällby, they will be at home against Sirius. This story again, I think it's underrated. They are unbeaten in 16 games so far this season, 13 wins and 3 draws for this team who has never won the league before. They lost Robbie Earl, the Scottish striker. He left for Sevilla in La Liga. I'll talk more about him when I'll make my La Liga predictions. He had a really good goal scoring record for Sirius this season. I think it's almost 1 goal per game. So yeah, let's see if they can go on unbeaten in the 17th game of the season. Then Sunday, the Community Shield, for some people might be just a glorified friendly as they call it, but make no mistakes about it. I think both teams, they will leave nothing on the table. They'll go for it, and I think it will be a good indication of where these teams are at this moment, and we'll get a better look to see if Arsenal really are the top favorites to win the Premier League this season, and where Manchester City will be with Enzo Maresca, obviously his first official game as a new Manchester City manager. And then on Monday, nowadays the weekends are going on Mondays as well. Hectic schedule in La Liga. The return in the Spanish first tier for Deportivo La Coruña. Obviously, they won that title back in 2001. I think it was against the Real Madrid Galacticos. Finally getting back. I think it's been like 4 years, and I think the Riazor will be buzzing for this one, their first game of the season at home against Elche. Let's move on to my La Liga predictions for the match day 1. Pretty hectic schedule if you ask me. I left out the 3 games that they were postponed. They start on Saturday. They do have games Sunday and Monday, then Wednesday. Then the next Thursday they will start match day 2. At the end of the match day 2, they will have the 3 games that they were postponed from match day 1, and then they will go straight into match day 3. So I'll start with Alaves Getafe. The home side, they managed to keep Tony Martinez and Lucas Boye in the team at home against Getafe, who was the surprise package last season. We're gonna see them in the playoff for the Conference League next week. They play a very defensive football under Jose Bordalas, but they are committing number forwards when they feel like they can do damage. I just think they'll have their eyes on that Conference League playoff game, and the opening game of the season at Mendizorroza. I'm going for a win for Alaves 1-0. Sevilla at home against Rayo Vallecano. Rayo Vallecano obviously went all the way last season to the Conference League final, which they lost against Crystal Palace. The big news for them was their manager Inigo Perez has left for Villarreal. Sevilla at home after another disappointing season, I'll say, even though in the second half of the season they started to get the results and just get out of that relegation places where they were at the beginning. They just signed, like I mentioned in my top 5 picks, Robbie Earl, the Scottish striker from the Swedish side Sirius. That because Akor Adams he left for Serie A for Venezia. I'm going for a 2-1 win for the home side. I just think it might be a little bit hangover for Rayo Vallecano after the long season they had and the departure, obviously, of their manager. Racing Santander, Villarreal, the team who won La Liga 2 last season, against the surprise package, basically, of the last 2 seasons in La Liga. Marcelino left. Inigo Perez came in. I think this is a very good side. I think they might be even better than last year when they were kind of disappointing into the Champions League. They couldn't balance the games in La Liga and the games in the European competition. I think that Inigo Perez will be able to do that with this squad, and they will get better results in the Champions League this time. I'm going for a 2-0 win away from home for Villarreal. Espanyol Levante, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Two teams kind of mid-table. Levante obviously will be this season without Carlos Espi, who was signed by Real Madrid. He was very important for them over the course of the last season, especially in the games at home. So for me, a 1-1 draw between these two. Celta Vigo Osasuna 2-1. I'm backing this side. I really like the look of Celta Vigo, and one thing I'll mention about them, for everybody out there who loves football, Iago Aspas has one more year left on his contract. He's 39 right now, so he will be playing this season as well. And to be honest, he's still playing at a quite high level. Borja Iglesias got a couple of cameos into the World Cup. I think it's a good team. Ionus Radu, the Romanian goalkeeper, had a really good second half of the season. And I think if it wasn't for Endrick, they would have gotten past Olympique Lyon in that tie that they had in Europa League. I think were the quarterfinals. So I'm backing them to win 2-1 against an Osasuna side who saved themselves in the last game of the season. The last season, there was one moment in that battle relegation that I think had it gone the other way, Osasuna might have been relegated. It was the last game of the season when Girona played Elche and Thomas Lebar hit the post with 10 minutes to go. If that one had gone in, it would have been, I think, Elche and Osasuna instead of Girona and Mallorca being relegated. Although Ante Budimir at 35 had a good season. I think he finished fourth after Mbappe, Vedat Muriqi, and Lamine Yamal, or even third in the Pichichi rankings. But I'm backing Celta Vigo to get the win in the first game of the season, 2-1. And like I said in my top 5 picks, Deportivo La Coruña at home Monday night against Elche. The big signing for Deportivo, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 37 years old, hoping to provide the goals that they're going to need to stay in La Liga. An Elche side that I think this season will be really involved in the relegation battle. They lost Andre Silva, who went to FC Porto. They lost Febas. Alvaro Rodriguez went to Bournemouth as well. So they might be in trouble. And I do think that at the Riazor, Monday night, first game of the season, back in the La Liga, Deportivo will get the better of them. And the last game on Wednesday, Atletico Madrid-Malaga. Diego Simeone side, who actually did spend some money in this transfer window. Grimaldo coming over from Bayer Leverkusen. They are linked with Romero, which might help them defensively, because I think they lost some of the defensive strength and unity they had maybe 10 years ago when they made it all the way to the Champions League final twice, and they won La Liga as well. And maybe Diego Simeone was caught in them trying to play a more progressive football. It just didn't work out. They were kind of all over the place. They couldn't get that consistent run of results, and especially in the cup competition when they were pretty good actually. The way they lost against Arsenal was pretty pathetic, to be honest. And then losing the Copa del Rey final as well against Real Sociedad. So we'll see what this season holds. I do think they're not going to be able to be consistent enough to challenge Real Madrid and Barcelona, obviously, for the title. And again, they will be caught in this no man's land, third, fourth place, when they are not good enough to get further, but they are better than the rest of the opposition. So they will play Malaga at home. There's Malaga won the La Liga playoffs against Almeria. They do have one guy The center forward goes by the name of Chupe. He has a very good record, 58 games, 28 goals in La Liga 2. They're definitely going to need a good striker who can get you 15, almost 20 goals a season to stay in the league. And by the way, what happened last season totally shattered my thought of a team being in a relegation battle, having a good striker and staying up. I couldn't believe when Mallorca went down, even that Vedat Muriqi scored almost, he scored over 20 goals, 21 or 22 if I remember correctly, and they got like 41 points. So that's a huge number of points to be relegated with. I'm expecting nothing less this season. I think again there will be a big congestion around the relegation battle, and definitely Malaga and the other two newly promoted sides will be involved. And now I'm gonna walk you through what will be happening in the next top 5 leagues, as I like to call them, the leagues in Europe that offers direct qualification for the Champions League. I think that is the best indicator of how competitive the league is at the European level. Second round in Portugal, FC Porto with a win in the first round, Sporting and Benfica, both of them dropping points, so must-win games for them. Obviously, Sporting will be at home against Vitória Guimarães, Benfica on the road at Casa Pia, and FC Porto traveling to Rio Ave. Then in Belgium, there's going to be a big fight between Union Saint-Gilloise and Club Brugge for the top spot. The team from the capital, obviously, very disappointing after their exit from the Champions League. That amazing game in Norway went down twice, then came back to equalize on both occasions, being down one man, taking the game to extra time, then losing in that manner in the 117th minute. Both teams won their first games of the season. Union Saint-Gilloise will be at home against Waregem. Club Brugge will travel to Leuven. Then in the Netherlands, the same thing, second round of games. The champions PSV Eindhoven starting with a draw at home, which means they have to win this one. They will travel to Excelsior. Ajax and Feyenoord both won their first games. Ajax will be at home against Heerenveen, and Feyenoord will be at home against Go Ahead Eagles. Turkey, the Superliga finally starts. So much investment in the Turkish league. Obviously, everybody's getting wants to get that big prize, that title that will give them Champions League football. So they are not shying away from it. They're going all in, spending a lot of money, and I think the league this season will be even more interesting than the one that we had last season, especially with Mo Salah going to Trabzonspor. So Galatasaray will start the league, actually the opening game. They will play at home against a newly promoted side, Çorum. Beşiktaş will be at home against Eyüpspor, and Fenerbahce will travel to Cenk-Elbirlici. And then finally, the Czech Republic, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but there is a league who offers a direct place into the Champions League phase. The leaders, Slavia Prague, 3 games, 3 wins so far. They will travel to Slovan Liberec. And there's another team who had 3 wins in 3 games, Jablonec. They are playing in the Conference League. They're probably going to make it to the playoffs. They will travel to Bohemian Prague. That's it for this video. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy the games, and until next time, I wish everybody the best. Bye bye.